Big beastie. Big beastie. Now, you know, I know. Y'all are like, Bill, what? Why? Stop. Why not? Summer's ending. Winter projects are about to mount up. I want to hear this thing run. I bought it for the big boat, which I got rid of. I'm sorry that series did not continue. That would have been fun. I probably should have just put it in the water. Bit off way more than I could chew. One day we'll get it. We're not going to find a motor for this anytime soon. That's the idea. We'll see. Fun to get it running. We can sell it. We could definitely use the money. So, let's get it running. It'd be nice to sell to someone who would show us what it looks like on the boat. Maybe we can use them to test it on the boat. We got options. But the only thing I know about this motor is it had good compression when we bought it. And in my opinion, as long as you got compression, everything else is... I'll leave that to the man who came up with that setting. So we're going to finally play with the big old 130 Johnson. Okay. So this is where it's at. First things first is I'm going to delete the VRO. Don't need it. Don't want it. The next guy can buy it. Whatever. I want to figure out how to put fuel to it. I've seen videos of guys disconnecting the VRO, and the fuel connector has your typical 2-barb and then an extra hose for the oil tank. Okay, where's the fuel connector? Somebody help me out here. Oh, you guys are like, what year is this thing? Well, it's in the title. Recording this at this current moment, I haven't made a title. So, therefore, I don't know what year it is. I think it's 90, I think it's 80, 88, 90, 99. Could be anywhere from 80s to 90s to 2000. Y'all want to Google it on your own before looking at the title, which is silly because you only clicked on it because of the title. I know that because 99% of my viewers are not subscribers. So if you would just be so kind and hit the subscribe button, you'll never hear from me again. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get the hood off. This motor did fall, and I did break the hood on it. It fell on the jack. The jack was losing compression or something in the cylinder, and it fell, but it didn't crack or break anything except for the hood. It did seize on me sitting for so long, so I sprayed it, let it sit, took a big old fat nut on it, and I got it unfreed. It was just the old ridge line on the cylinders. Now, I don't know where the fuel comes in at. Here's our battery power. Here's our main fuel power. Fuel. This goes to a carburetor. Bunch of fuel. I got a regulator here. Lots of goop. So there's got to be a fuel line leak or something. I got an empty barb here. Empty barb. Maybe that's why it's straight up missing the fuel connector. Need help? Hope. Found a random spark plug. Win. Store. QL78YC. Could have been the original plug to this motor. I don't know. I'm a Champion guy. But the QLs can be Champion brand as well. I don't know where the main fuel line is. Maybe, okay, so that's it. Oh, okay. So, well, I just don't know where the main, so maybe the... Alright, need help. I gotta research myself. Fuel line connector somewhere. Maybe here, maybe here. Is it in the hood? No. 2 fuel lines. I got empty barbs here and here. This is a fuel pump / oil pump. We're going to disconnect the wires that lead to the oil part of it and just use it as a fuel pump. I'm pretty sure that's how they recommend it. Some people take this all out and put in a fuel pump. Not necessary. This is a fuel pump. So I don't have connectors here. So I'm looking for... there's no apparatus. So we're going to assume the connector went here and ran 2 lines here and here. I'm going to triple assume this is our oil barb and this is our fuel barb. Okay, and now we ran into two other problems. We got a fuel line missing there, and all right, so we got the primer solenoid has two rubber inlet and outlet. I think that's rubber with nothing on the end of it, and then I have an empty hose coming from an upper carburetor air mount that leads to nowhere. So we have fuel lines missing, we have fuel connectors missing, we have oil inlets missing. We're going to delete that anyway. So stay tuned. We have a lot of work to do. I just want to hear it run. It's going to be loud. It's going to be fun. First, we got to find a battery that puts power to this beast. Our first what the hell has to do with... Oh, there is no ground. What? Oh, I installed the ground myself. Oh, boy. All right. I have a random 2 wires coming off the motor, and then I have a random ground. So that's obviously my ground. I was hooking this power lead up just to work the tilt trim. What I need to do is hook both of these up to the battery. Ground is supposed to go to where? Anywhere on the block. Pay attention, Bill. This isn't your videos 100 times. So the ground is ground to the block. We have power lead to the starter. And we have power lead from the solenoid to the starter. Does that make sense? This power lead goes right to the solenoid, and the other big post on the solenoid goes to the starter. What you're missing is a button, or i.e. a key. We don't have a key, so we're going to lone wolf it. But what we need to do is hook up this power lead to the battery. And we're going to put on a fitting. Once I find the fitting. Get this thing to turn over. We just need a fitting that's going to fit. Well, it's going to fit this terminal. And any one of these fits my battery. So let's run with that guy. Here is our first. See if the battery can turn the motor over test. I just want it to spin. We need a lone wolf. Hold on. Lone Wolf is a tribute to Vice Grip Garage. He is hysterical. Power and ground. I think we need to ground the solenoid. Which is here. We'll see if that works. I got a red light. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's bad. Then we'll go power to power. I always said when you hook up a start button, you want power, power. Power to the switch, power to the battery, and... Yeah, she spins. With spark plugs in. Don't hit the prop on anything. Are we in neutral? I don't know what gear we're in. Oh, God. This is wampum, and this is dead. Wampum, dead. Open. I can't tell. Alright, so dead. I am hitting the oil container. But that's not what the metal to metal noise is. Could be this, which we will get to. I just want to do it one more time. You guys probably asking why I keep doing that. I literally, it was seized up. Weather seized on me, sitting for whatever, which shouldn't have happened, but it did. I sprayed it and soaked it and prayed and took a big old crowbar and undid it. Which means there's probably a lot of gunk in here that is probably not compressible. So we're going to pull the spark plugs out and get whatever I put in there out. Every time I crank it over, every battery I have is dead, let's put it that way. This is my actual boat battery. And the motors I have been putting on it have literally been perfect, so they've been charging it because the charging systems have been working. What did we put in the cylinders? You name it. Marvel Mystery Oil, oil, regular oil, spray paint, you name it, it went in there. All right. Now the prop is spinning, so it might be in gear. I don't know how to get it out. Get rid of all that stuff. Can you see this? Please tell me this is recording. Jaws. Nice. I've never even worked a big motor like this. This is fun. If you're wondering, when I had the guy test me for compression, it was 140 each cylinder. 140, 141, 143. And prop is still spinning. Can we get you out of gear? Is that so much to ask? There's reverse. This should be neutral. There we go. Why won't the Bendex go down? Is that just because? I don't want to drain my battery all the way. Alright. Alright, so we know we have compression. Since I have it all undone, I guess we'll just do a quick spark check, which it should have, but we'll find out right now. Super strong spark, every cylinder. Good question for you guys. When you put the boot, so I got the top cylinder, it would spark with this spark plug grounded, it would spark with the spark plug grounded. So that means this cylinder sparking, do you have to have the right cylinder plug lined up? I got a spark on each time. I checked it all 4 times, it worked fine. I'm just curious. All the sugar is coming out of this cylinder. All of the oil and the water and everything else. So we're putting the plugs back in because I don't want no moisture getting in there. We are getting good compression, excellent spark. Obviously had a fuel issue. So he said he was repowering the boat. Sure. I paid a solid chunk of change for this motor because it was gonna go on a motor. It had to run. But we know we have compression in all 4, and now we know I have a spark, so everything else should work into play. Now, that being said, where the flip do I hook up fuel to this thing? Where does the water come from? Let's get this off before I hit the button by accident. I got a water line on the other side here. I don't know, it looks like it comes from somewhere. And usually it's the head. Nothing. And I don't know where this wire went to. Obviously to a block. Bill, we've been over this. So this ground goes to a block. I'll pick a block ground right here. This bolt is off. That's where this went. It just disconnected. Fine. We can reconnect that and then use these in the future. But I have to connect another. I got 2 leads to hook up on the ground. So right now my makeshift ground is working just fine. Just really wish I knew where the water outlet was for this motor, but we will worry about that the next time. I'm going to Florida. The next time you see this motor, we're gonna take this box off the carb. We're gonna look at the carbs, and I'm gonna find out why these 2 fuel hoses are missing from this solenoid. Connect the fuel lines, and there's no reason why this thing shouldn't run, right? Like the Merc. So we're gonna put fuel to it and get it running, or at least see if it starts. This thing's a big motor, and I'm not used to big motors. So, good thing we had the other one laying on the ground for 30 years that we have parts for. Now, long story short, you will see this motor when I get back from Florida, so it's going to be a week. Okay, we're in a pinch. We just want to see if this thing will bark, like very minimal. So I got water running. I got a fuel line going directly to the fuel pump. It's got a leak in the fuel pump. Oh my God, the fuel solenoid has 2 open hoses, so fuel might just dump out of there. I don't know. I just want to see if this thing has enough fuel to spark or fire. I don't know where this fuel hose goes. I got the 4 spark plugs hooked up. I got the Lone Wolf hooked up. So I think that might be why this thing had so much fuel. I think this fuel pump, here, watch, I'll prime the bulb. See that? That's out of the fuel pump itself. So this fuel pump might be bad. And that might be why it led to this. But I'm just gonna, I got fuel, I got spark. Let's light her on fire, baby. 3, 2, 1, blast off. I don't have a choke knob. I don't have a fuel primer solenoid.
There's so much water coming out.
I know. That's fine. I need a choke. That's what I need. Primer rolls are stuck. I really just need a choke. Let me see if I can take this air silencer off and maybe stuck something in the carbs. Manual choke. We got bowls full. We got gas leaking out of somewhere. I mean, this motor hasn't run a while. I'm not gonna say 20 years, but it's got to be at least 5, maybe not even. Since I've had it. We're gonna. It's got spark. It's got fuel. It should go. It should at least fire. Let me see what's up. See what we got. Oh. I'm wearing a mask. Apologize, my kids. I'm mowing the lawn. Super highly allergic to grass. It fires. I have no way to stop it. I have literally no way to stop this thing, which is cool because it fired. This thing's awesome. Oh, I have actual fire coming out from. I don't even know or care. All right, so we gotta do this. I don't know if it's gonna pump water. I don't have the outlet water tube. That's probably what's smoking. Let me see. Let me show you what I'm showing. The smoke is coming out of the cherry picker. I don't know. All right, we're gonna start it up again. I'll never be able to tell. How do I shut this thing off once it starts running? Like it's just unplug the fuel. All right, let's see what happens. That was awesome. I don't know what's happening right now. Oh, I think the exhaust is going through the cherry picker. I got the motor started, but she's a high rever, baby. I actually don't know where the rev limiter is. I don't know where nothing is. Yeah, she's a smoky. She's a smoky. I mean, she hasn't fired in forever.
Do that again.
We're gonna do it again. Let's see what's up. I need somebody want a camera hold so I can actually work the motor. All right, so keep the motor in frame, and let's see if we can. It's probably over oiling because the oil. I haven't deleted the VRO yet, and I'm using a pre-mixed tank.
Oh, there's so much water.
Probably
My socks are gonna be soaked wet.
So I can't put it into gear. I want to find it if it's pumping water. I don't know where it's coming out from. All right, throttle is here.
Is it loud?
Super loud. You heard it. Ready? Do this. This is closed.
3, 2,
1.
go!
Okay, ready? Okay, yeah, trying to force fuel down his throat.
It almost did.
But she fires. And again, I'm soaked in fuel. The smoke dissipated. See, like, it's burning off all the stuff I put in the cylinders. See, you gotta remember what happened. I put a lot of stuff in the cylinders but she fired. I wanna do it again. You still recording?
Yeah. We're gonna do it
I
again.
mean, what am I worried about? The water pump? It's not hot yet.
Wait, what are you gonna do again?
I'm gonna start it up.
Oh, it's so loud.
It's so loud, right?
The whole town can hear it.
The whole time. Where's the throttle? Okay, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I should choke it and throw more fuel in it. Can you put it down? Nope, that's as far as she goes. Do this again. Yeah, look at this. Shove fuel down her throat.
She must take a lot of fuel.
Oh, the bowls are empty. It's not sucking. The fuel pump, something's wrong with the fuel pump. I'm also low on tank fuel. That's what it is. Yeah, I got fuel leaking out of everywhere. It's okay.
Can you do it again? Because I want to see how loud it is.
I can't, only because I'll ruin the motor. I'll ruin the motor. All right, ready? Okay. It runs. It's gonna run. There is no doubt in my mind. Fuel pump is not pumping fuel. We verified that by squeezing the bulb to fill it with fuel. That's why the last take we were allowed to keep it running for a little bit. She needs a water pump or water fuel checked on because water lines checked on because, well, I'll show you in a minute. I don't have an out. I don't know where it comes from the motor. I have the outlet to the fuel outlet, but I don't know where it comes from. It's not pumping either way, so it doesn't matter. But she fires. She runs. She runs. Of course she's gonna run. She's got 150 cylinder. It's got spark. It's got fuel. We just have to tweak everything else. It's over smoking because I'm running a premix tech and I haven't deleted the VRO yet. So I know. So she fires. Stay tuned for what's gonna happen next. All right, before I go away for a week, I want you guys to ponder this. I'm looking at everything, right? So I got a hose here. This is a bigger hose. It looks like it goes into the intake. And then I got a little guy here that looks like it goes way back and also into the intake somewhere. I got two hoses underneath here, the solenoid, that both seem to be cut. One has a line on it. Well, that's a yellow line. Did we color coordinate this? I don't see yellow. Oh, I see it. Yes, I see another line. Okay, I was looking for a third line. I found it. Okay. I have no. Oh, we got two here. Here's the two. Alrighty. What's this? This is not. Oh, they're two white lines. This looks plugged as hell. Yeah. Oh, they're skinny little sons of bitches. Alright, so I didn't see this. So these two go to my primer solenoid, and they're, I don't know where they go to, but they're running out of space. And I might have to take some stuff off to refit them. They've been cut. I don't know why they've been cut. That's a real thin middle line. But I see white lines on the end. So here's my two to my solenoid, which push fuel into the VRO/fuel pump. You guys are following me here, right? So that takes care of these two lines. So here's where we're confused. We got line number B and C. Okay, nothing. The fuel rail is completely plugged. This goes into the intake. Now, I figured out this much. My main fuel line is going to go here into my VRO. I'm assuming this is my tube for my oiler tank. So we're gonna run a hose here, block that off. So that takes care of fuel. Fuel in, fuel to carbs. What do we do with these guys? Ponder that while I go on vacation. Love y'all.